completed. So we're on the last stage of test retest for validity. The research about the fact that different people have different preferences in the three brains. You want to share anything with the audience about our research on this?
Yeah, so I love the fact this is it's new, it's different, it's exciting, and I feel quite sad saying research is exciting, but it is. Really pleased that the validity already has shown that we can measure brain preference, that this does pick up difference in a valid, statistically valid way. So that's really good for coaches that they're going to have that available to use. We're just waiting for the reliability figures to come back now, and we're expecting that will also be positive. And as soon as that's ready, we'll have a validated tool that we can share to show people's brain preference. And interestingly, what we found is that about 30% of people don't know. That actually when you ask them to identify for themselves what their brain preference is, they don't know, they don't have that awareness. So this is going to be a really useful tool for people to use in that scenario. And I know, Grant, you've got an idea of where it might be used in generative teaming.
Yeah, that's one of the areas that I get really excited about, the idea that we can take it into organisations and help teams of people work together to start to honour and understand each other and work with the fact that each of us, because we have these three brains, these three complex adaptive neural networks. Brains are patterning systems, so patterns is another word for habits. So we end up with habitual preferences for whether we're coming in decision making from heart-head, heart-gut, gut-head, etc. It can be contextual, and it can also work across context because that's what habitual systems do. So you can imagine in a team, if you've got somebody who's very head-heart in their decision making, they're working with somebody who's very gut-heart in their decision making, and they're just cutting across purposes. And they don't even have that appreciation, that's a way of understanding to go, oh, I get it, you actually have strengths where I have weaknesses, and vice versa. So together, if understanding the prime functions, what these three brains do, how their domains of processing, you get a stronger team when you honour that diversity and ways of bringing that together in decision making. So, it works not just for coaching, it works for teams and how teams work together. It works for leadership, so the leaders can understand the people they're leading and therefore how to resonate with them, how to motivate them, how to work, so almost use their language. Because there's a language of the heart, there's a language, the neuro-linguistics of the gut. So, I see that this research is the beginning of a series of ongoing studies to start to use our tool, now it's a validated psychometric instrument, that we're going to provide free of charge. mBIT International is going to put it up on the website as an online available tool for coaches anywhere, trainers, leaders anywhere to be able to use. And really start to make a difference. It's part of that vision and mission of we really want to help bring the human spirit alive and bring more wisdom to decision making so we get higher order decision making across the planet.
And of course we know, because of neuroplasticity, that it gives people the option of knowing where they might want to change.
Yeah.
So that either through the breathing and managing the autonomic nervous system, using different competencies, or physically going and generatively tasking and changing the competencies they have access to.
Yeah, which is such a powerful understanding for a coach to know that as you're working with your clients, understanding what their preference is, and then being able to help them to do things that will actually change the physical structures. So that I really dislike instruments, tools that box people up. I abreact against that when somebody does a Myers-Briggs or whatever and says, oh, I am at the identity level, an INTJ or whatever. We understand that these are neural competencies, and because of neuroplasticity, the brains that think change themselves. The research has documented that neuroplasticity occurs at the head, heart, gut and autonomic nervous system levels. So if you coach somebody in the competencies of using the prime functions of their heart, you'll build stronger neural structures, more neurons, more dendrites, more connections. So with our research tool and the modality of mBIT coaching, you literally can help people to get more of the highest expressing of themselves.
So we're talking about true transformational, reorganisational, generative change in teams, in organisations.
Yeah.
So people who are serious about making a change.
Yeah, and that's exciting.
And that's exciting. And it comes from the research.